probably the biggest lesson that I've learned in leadership is that it's okay to admit that you don't know what you don't know, and that you can do a better service for your team, you can do a better service for yourself by recognizing that and still being willing to move forward and ask for help when you need it. I joined in 2010. At the time, I was chief financial officer at my family's radio company, and also served on a few different boards. My family was in the radio business, and I started off looking at my parents and what they accomplished. My mother was a stay-at-home mom and then went back to dental school and ended up having her own practice for many years. My father had been dean of Duquesne University Law School and then subsequently had this radio business. So as a starting point, obviously, I kind of looked at family and said, wow, they've done some very impressive things, and let me try and follow what they're doing. I started off as treasurer. I became CFO. I had not, as a banker, run anything. I also ended up becoming president of our Sheridan Gospel Network, national radio network, and helped to grow that a little bit. I was the first woman chair of BMI, also the first African-American chair of the board. Candidly, it has surprised me at times because I like to think of myself as relatively young. To still see myself occupying first, but hopefully that'll quickly pass. When I think of leadership, I think leaders are people who are prepared to make a decision, are prepared to own the decision that they made, and are prepared to work with others, because you can't be a solo leader because you're not leading anybody. So you have to be able to work with others and understand what other people are trying to do and figure out how to get everyone going in something that resembles the same direction. Different people require different types of leadership and different ways of being led, and so you can't manage everybody the same way. If I were speaking to someone who has just joined the forum, which I have, and they've asked me, well, how do I take advantage of this? I always say you have to attend the dinners, but really it's attending the events, it's attending, it's getting to know people. That's really what the forum is about, is getting to know other women similar to yourselves who are interesting and leading interesting lives. And I mentioned it to my mother, at which point I found out that she was a member of the Women's Forum in Pittsburgh. She said, oh my gosh, the Women's Forum of New York, and you're a little young. I go, wow, that's very difficult to get into. And I said, well, apparently I'm being vetted and will be joining. But it was just amazing to make this connection of mother-daughter Women's Forum members. So that for me is a special highlight of being a member of the Women's Forum.